Hey, Conor here. This is Seville here in front of the cathedral, and on my way to have tapas lunch here in Seville. Beautiful city. This is the 2nd of January. Welcome to 2022. Hope you're well. And the reflection I wanted to make, I was listening to a podcast on the drive here, the High Performance podcast, and I've loved some of the episodes on here, but footballer Robbie van Persie was being interviewed, and there was a conversation about how he helps his own son have a mindset that is resourceful in challenges of life. And in the interview, I'll share the episode up above and in the description below of the High Performance podcast, which I've really enjoyed some of the episodes. But Robbie van Persie talked about how his 12-year-old son is in the squad for Feyenoord, a team in Holland, and there was an important game against Ajax, and his son didn't get to play. He just sat through the whole game on the bench. And in the car after the game, on the way back to their house, it was Robbie van Persie, the professional soccer player, his son, who has ambition to play professional football. He hadn't played a single minute in the game. They're on their way home, and Robbie's just listening to his son moaning and complaining about the coach, about the rest of the team, about all of his poor luck that meant that he didn't get to play a minute. And Robbie's listening to this, and after a while, he turns to his son and he says, "It sounds like you lost. Your team won, but it sounds like you lost." And Robbie turned to his son. He said, "Look, whether you're a footballer or not, I'm going to love you. Whether you are resourceful or not, I'm going to love you. I'm going to love you because I'm your father. But you need to make a decision right now about your life. Are you a victim or are you responsible?"
In the car, on the way back, he was like a bit moody, disappointed, complaining a little bit about others, about the coach, etc. And then I said, but Shaquille, I said, you sound like a loser, you know, if you talk like this in a way, you sound like you lost. I said, you are blaming him, you're blaming her, you're blaming this, you're blaming everything. I said, but I don't hear one single thing about yourself. I said, winners, I said, they take control and they blame themselves and they look where they can improve. Yeah. And this is what you should be thinking about. So I didn't tell him what he should think about. You should ask yourself the question, are you a loser or are you a winner? I said, for me, it doesn't matter. I said, because I'm your dad. I said, the only job I have and your mom has is when you're 20, that you're a good boy, that you're ready for life, you know?
And it reminded me of a video I shared a couple of weeks back on some words that my father often shared with me, which I found really irritating as a child. Often when I shared to my father a problem, some challenge that I was thinking, I'm stuck, I would say, they won't let me. And my father would say, it may be their fault, but it's your problem. What are you going to do about it? And I hated this as a kid. And Robbie van Persie said to his son, age 12, look, there's two types of people in the world. And it doesn't matter what you choose to be. I will love you all the same because I'm your father. But you've got to make a choice for yourself right now. Are you a victim or are you resourceful? And he says, you know, all of those things that you're explaining about, they may be true, but there's only one thing you control. Your response to it, your reaction to it. And what I hear you is moaning about how all the others didn't do what they could have done, let you down. I hear nothing about what you are responsible for. He says, you've got to make a choice for yourself. And it's not going to change our relationship as father to son, but it is going to change your life. Become responsible. It may be their fault, but it's your problem. What can you do? And Robbie says a couple of days later, you know, son was quiet in the car the rest of the route home. 2 days later, he drove him out to practice. And he just saw his son show up to practice with a new attitude. Chasing the ball, running things down. And his son just realized that what was in his control was the approach he took to practice, the approach he took to engaging with his manager, the approach that he took to listening to feedback, to understanding what more he needed to improve if he really did want to achieve his dream as a professional footballer. And these are tough lessons, but it's so important, again, as we begin the new year. To me, one of the most important lessons in life is the wisdom prayer. Give me the strength to change what I can change. Give me the patience to accept what I cannot change, and give me the wisdom to tell the difference. So I hope as you're reflecting on your life at the beginning of 2022, you just think a bit about what is within your circle of responsibility. What actions can you take that don't depend on anyone else, that can move your trajectory towards the type of place you want to get to? But that, you've got two reactions to the world. And High Performance Podcast, one of their lessons they share is an equation for life, is life plus your reaction equals the outcome. Now, you don't control life, but you do control your reaction to life. And the way you react to the good things and the way you react to the setbacks, that's where you influence the outcomes of life. So I know I hated this message as a kid, that it may be their fault, but it's your problem. What are you going to do? You can only take action on the things that you can change. You weaken yourself by focusing on what others did wrong. You strengthen yourself by looking at what's within your responsibility to change, to make a difference, to improve the conditions of your life. So have a great one here in Seville. Got this amazing cathedral here behind. I'm going to go to Bar El Catedral, our favorite tapas bar here in Sitges, which is that direction. Have a great one. Welcome to 2022. And in the description below, I'm also going to share a reflection tool that I shared last year, which is a handy 2-3 page PDF with a set of questions just to help you reflect on the previous year that's passed and think about what's important for you in the year to come. So anyway, have a good one. Off to have some tapas here in Seville. Thank you for your likes, subscribes, comments. Keep them going. Keeps me happy.